Hello viewers, this is Work TV, your most anticipated channel. I'm Olorunmowaju, your host on Okun Gist with Personality, a program where we discuss lifestyles, fashion, entertainment, and exclusive interview with different guests within our community. Before we continue, we'll go on a commercial break. Don't go anywhere.
I got one studio where I be want to you for film production, for music production, clean photography, bam videography. I beg you waiting be the name of hey na be the name of studios. Waiting be the name tell me Work Studio. Now he be the best Work Studios. For your film production, for your music production, for your wedding photography, for your wedding videography, for your birthday photo shoot, go to Work Studio. Because now them be the best Work Studios. For your graphic design, for your jingle productions, for online TV, go to Work Studio. Because now them be the best Work Studios. Work Studios.
Good evening, viewers. My name is Femi Mokikan. I come from Akutupa in Bunu, Kababunu local government. To introduce myself, where do I start from? I went to school like every other person, secondary, and then I proceeded to tertiary, first time, second time, third time. And then I worked, changed job from one company to another, ended up working in 4 different places before I retired.
Wow, interesting.
As I sit here, I'm a retiree, but I'm not tired. I retired and I set up my own organization. I have 2 firms that I run my retirement life with. One is a law firm, Femi, Mokikan and Co. And the other one is a human resource consulting outfit, Interventions and Results Limited. Somehow the opportunity to present myself for election came in 2017 when I was told that there was going to be a national election to replace the existing exco then. I showed interest, went into it, and by the goodwill of the entire people of OkunLand, on October 20th, 2017, I was overwhelmingly returned. Is it returned now or voted for as the national president of Okun Development Association? Unfortunately, it's not a salaried office because it is not it's not a full-time office as such. So we still depend on a lot of the goodwill of all the people of OkunLand to make things happen.
Interesting.
That's what I would say for now. If you have specifics you want me to talk about, maybe as we progress.
Sir, even before we proceed, we want you to greet our people in our dialects.
What's Jari? Sorry, you are about to call the Lelo, we put friend already.
Okay, sir.
Aramion, Niyagba, Uwe, Ijumu, Oworo, àti Aramion ní Bunu, Kiri in particular, fẹ́ wá gbogbo wa, we Abarika join. Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run we arala yara láàyè. Torí a sì mímọ̀ ṣe ra ko.
Beko sir.
Ehun ni ehun bá ṣe hun la náà. On jile ni. Ehun ni eji ati ani hospital ba. Mi ni hodo ji àlàáfíà tó àmọ́ ọlọ́pàá ti gbé tí mọ́lé. Àmọ́ ara kiri. So gbogbo ay baba ra on ja dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Bí Ọlọ́run ra orí ọ̀fẹ́. Àṣejíháyé ajíháyé. Arin kàbí ṣe wúwà. Ìfẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wọn torí máa hìrì irú àǹfààní bẹ́yìn láti oko àti dìbò mi yé mi ṣe alága ẹgbẹ́ ya àǹfààní mákọ̀ ní kéyìn so jẹ́ mi lo àǹfààní èmú dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wa pé ọmọ ìbò wọn á mú gbé mi wọlé lóko yìí ọ̀ràn mọ́ràn mi sẹ́yìn iṣẹ́ ọ̀ràn mi náà mọ̀ hàn àṣeyìn àmọ́ mà bẹ́wọ̀n ọmọdé tèmi ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé ọ̀gbẹ́ gungi ahọ́kù àkè akótẹ igi tí kà tẹ́ hige ìwọ̀n eyẹ kí mi mú jẹ́ iṣẹ́ ọ̀ràn mi ọlọ́run àwọn orí ọ̀fẹ́ wọn ṣe ń mi ṣe gan.
ẹ ṣé gan sir. Our viewers, I hope you understand that language that you just spoke. It's precisely, that's Kiri language, sir. Correct. If I'm very correct, sir.
Very correct.
Okay, sir. So now, sir, we'll be taking you to some of our disturbing questions.
Disturbing questions?
Yes, sir. Because we are opportune to mingle with people within the community, and we know that this thing is really bothering them, and that's another opportunity we want to use, having you on stage to help our viewers to answer some of their questions. First and foremost, when you were greeting the viewers, I heard you greet the Oworo people, and I think for some time that has been something that the youth of nowadays, or let me say the new generation children don't understand. We always miss it up that Oworo people are not Okun people. Can you enlighten us more on that?
Let me start from this. The national vice president for the North under this current EXCO is an Oworo man. So that already knocks off that argument that they are not Okun people. Because if they are not, there will be no opportunity for them to even present themselves for election. And sometime not too long ago, I was present at an event in Kabahir. Umidon Oge, one of the contestants. In fact, if I was to be a judge, that girl probably would have won the election. She's from Oworo. Yes, I think what has happened, or what happened in the past, was that, you know, when you are the bigger brother, and you tend to pretend that your younger one do not exist, what do? They will keep a distance and go and align with whoever is, even if they are not from the same parents. I think that's what happened in the past. So when we took office, fortunately we had this Oworo man who is my vice president, North. We decided that our meetings will not be in one location. Okay. We will be moving out. The second meeting we ever had was in OkunLand. And we were warmly received. We visited the Oba of Oworo. The fifth meeting was also in OkunLand. And that will show you that, yes, we made mistakes in the past. And for that reason, some of them felt, no, we don't belong to these people. But I think the situation today is, we are not there yet. We've not reached where we want to be. But clearly, we're on the right track in terms of making them a part. This is where they belong. When they speak, you understand what they are saying.
Very well.
Okay? When we speak, they understand what we are saying. I'm sure you know, even among the 5 states that are called Okun, Yagbaman speaks his own language. Owe speaks his own language. Bunu speaks his own language. There are some variations. Yes, but basically, we understand each other. Okay? It's the same thing with the Oworo people. It's because we kept them at arm's length for too long.
Thank you very
now,
much.
We are coming home.
Okay. Eshengon, sir. Yeah. Our next question now, sir, is, as the ODA chairman, president, Okun Development Association, what, as the community, the entire OkunLand benefited, or what has been the routine since when you resume office, sir?
You know, when I decided that I would go in for this slot,
yes, sir,
I asked myself a number of questions. You see, what people get easily carried away with, or what they get impressed with, is when they see physical development. Definitely. Roads, schools, hospitals. These are physical things you can see. So if you put them, this government, this group, they are doing fantastic jobs. A development association of this type, which is Okun Development Association, which embraces all the communities in OkunLand, is not for that kind of thing. Where, For instance, I said it plainly when I was campaigning. I do not see ODA coming to Kaba to build a secondary school or going to Aktupa to build a hospital. It's not going to happen. Kaba has the development association or union. Ayetoro has development union. It is their responsibility to physically do these specific ones. You then ask the question, what is ODA for therefore?
Yes, sir.
ODA will operate at a higher level. Higher level in the sense that advocacy, government, international bodies, non-governmental organizations, these are people who, if ODA gets it right and we use our network, then we can attract and make things easy. The people, the Kaba Development Union that want something to be done, can leverage on this network to make it happen faster. That is one aspect of it. Second aspect, in fact, my number one item in my manifesto was promotion of unity amongst, we are diverse. We are disadvantaged in one area. If you go to our neighbors in Kogi State, our partners in Kogi State, get to Igala land, we hear the Ata of Igala,
Yes, sir.
which means they all have somebody they are looking up to as their traditional royal father. If you go to Igbira land, you have the same thing, the Ohinoyi of Igbira land. So it makes it easy for those two. Ohinoyi sneezes, the entire Igbira will know that the man has spoken. Ata of Igala sneezes, same thing. Come to OkunLand, what do you have? Obaru has Obaru of Kaba, which already defines his jurisdiction. You go to Yagba, Mopa has, Isonlu has, Egbe has. Come to Bunu has. So we have this, and then of course Ijumu. All of this, and we are working in different directions. So we say, well, as ODA, one of the things I believe we need to do is to promote unity. And I ask myself, how do you do this? In my village, when I was growing up, my father never one day told me, Mr. A is my friend, Mr. B is my friend. But if you ask me, even without him being there, who are your father's friends in this village? I will give you all his friends. How did I know? I saw relationship.
Yes, sir.
Who visited? Who did he visit? Who ate dinner with him or breakfast or lunch with him? Who went to the same place with him at when they say leisure and all of that? From all of this, I was able to, this man must be my father's friend. There's nothing stopping us from extending it to the whole community. I come in here one day and I hear that the Lelu of Mopa or the Agbana of Isonlu just left Kaba. What did he come to do? He came to visit the Obaru of Kaba. When I was in secondary school in those days, when big people are visiting, those of us in school, they will ask us to go and line the route. They will do cultural show, do all kinds of things to entertain. I still believe that that is doable. That's at traditional level, traditional rulers level. We can bring the same thing down to other levels. Students, for instance. What stops students from Egala coming to Kogi and coming to the west? What stops students from Oworo going to Ijumu? What stops students from Ijumu going to Bunu to go and contest for one thing or the other? Quiz, debate, sports. All of this, I believe, and we are working towards it. Of course, in an organization like this where there's no budget, there's no, call it government subvention, it doesn't exist. It is at the mercy of those who believe in the cause of what this association represents. Our annual subscription is only 5,000 naira. If I ask you now, have you ever had that before? You probably will say no. So I won't even ask you, have you ever paid?
No.
So we are using our own resources as hereditary, but it doesn't bother me at all. I'm enjoying the fact that I have the opportunity to do it. The only thing is that I don't have enough. If I have, I won't hesitate at all. So for me, I think we have succeeded within these 2 years to give Okun people a voice where we were never heard before. They are beginning to hear us. We had cause to go to Ibadan.
Okay.
Are we Yorubas or Hausas? Let me ask you. As far as I'm concerned, we are Yorubas.
Okay, sir.
All along, geography said we are Hausas. We are not. We came on board, we said yes. We must find our roots. We must realign with our roots. And I took it upon myself. Got in touch with the Yoruba people. Today, any meeting they are having, I have my handset there. I can show you. We are number 32 out of 70 something associations in the entire Yoruba land. We are number 2. And each association is listed with the president's name, with the address of the secretariat. So we are now listed amongst them. We had a very interesting meeting in Ibadan. And of course, as the representative of ODA, being the national president, I spoke. I spoke for only less than 2.5 minutes. And it's amazing.
Wow.
I won't say I was the one speaking. I believe it was the spirit that was just putting words into my mouth. And everything I said, to the glory of God, reflect the yearnings and aspirations of our people. I got calls, some people from Canada, from Australia, Okun people from Australia, from US, from Britain. They sent the clip to me, back to me, commending me that.
Enjoyed what you said there.
Well, it's because it is the way I feel. We are Yorubas to the core. And I told those guys, in a situation like this, we shouldn't even be the ones running after you that we are Yorubas. You are the one who should be looking for us. You are the one who should tell the system, this belongs to me, give it to me. You have left us in a situation where we are now running after you and saying, we belong to you, we belong to you. If you don't handle us properly, we go back to where these people say we belong, even though we know we don't belong. I told them, my name is Femi. I've never had one Fulani man that answers that, or Hausa man.
Your middle name or which of your names, sir?
I don't have middle name. My name is Femi, but I say it's Femi.
Okay.
Although I have an English name, which I don't reckon with. Yes, so I don't mention that at all. Okay? I think the other point we also need to recognize, immediately we took office, one of the things we had was that our state has been opened up for Fulanis. Yeah. That they can come in, do whatever they want to do, live wherever they want to live. And that was the first challenge to test our character as the new EXCO. And we didn't mince words. We did a press release, and everything we said was against the promotion of that agenda. And we said, no, this cannot be. We have no land to give anybody, so don't come and take our land. Of course, we have seen the consequences of that kind of open-ended check that we threw out to the Fulani people. You saw them coming, and recently something happened, and we also issued another. So I think by and large, we are beginning to say, yes, we exist. You must hear us. To a point where the state government is even throwing invitation to us. Of course, I know because the election is coming, they need everything.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Viewers, I hope you are enjoying everything that is letting us to know. Some of us have been lost for too long. We don't even know what is happening within the community. I hope as we flow with Daddy, you will have more questions. You can always drop your questions on our channel, WorkTV_NG. We'll always give a feedback on your questions. Daddy, as we tend to round up our questions, we want to know, is there a particular project to look out for in form of empowerment, youth empowerment, women empowerment, that will unite the entire community, like a carnival, maybe a carnival that the entire local governments can come and display what we have, so we can about that unity you talked about.
Thank you very much. You see, all my life, I've never looked back to say I regret what I did or regret doing this. At a point, sometime last November, I almost said I regret going to election for the position of ODA. Why?
Because I've been very stressed.
You see, the first attempt we made at what you just referred to, where we had a project, we had a program, November 19 and 20 last year, I can't remember exactly the date. And we had this program at 2 levels. One for the generality of and then the second one was for the youths. where we thought we could bring our youths together. Because when you look around today and you see the way the opportunities that we had when we were young, those opportunities have disappeared. And yet, we were fewer at that time than what we have today. And yet, no opportunities for these youths. Of course, the common saying, the devil, an idle hand or mind, they say it's the devil's workshop. Easily find. We said, no, let's take this. And we had this elaborate, prepared lunch, prepared everything. Olani Jola, you don't know how big that place is. We went there. We didn't see anybody. We didn't see. I looked at it that day. I felt like resigning and saying, no, I've had enough. Let me. But I said, no, it is in time like this really that you test the quality of your leadership. Exactly. So I said, we won't give up. We have programs lined up. The sad part is the responsiveness of our people to such invitations is discouraging.
You thought maybe the awareness, like, was the awareness everywhere? Like,
we deployed our resources towards the youth organizations themselves. In fact, at the point that same day we had to rush to secondary schools in Kaba to go and bring people so that at least we have a semblance of. So if you ask me right now, I'm already looking at some other things, not particularly on that. We took it a step further and said, okay, these guys that are saying they want to go and represent us in the National Assembly, in the State Assembly, let's even interact with them and have a feel of what they are going to be saying when they get there, or what they will do if they succeed. And we sent letters to close to 50 of them. Ask me how many people showed up.
how many, sir?
11 representations. And out of these 11, only 4 were real contestants. The others sent proxies. What do you do?
Nothing.
Everything is, some people say I should stop complaining because it's a general problem. I said, no, I will complain because my focus is on OkunLand. And if our people who we believe are our own, they have turned their back, and what are they talking about? Is it not to get to National Assembly? I don't need them to get to National Assembly. House of Assembly, I don't need them to get to House of Assembly. It's a very sad reflection of. So we won't give up. We had the programs for sports that we felt, yes, let's begin to use sports to bring these people. Yes, together. The debate, the quiz thing that I talked about, all of those. But the biggest challenge for us today is funding. For instance, we already have a trophy. But if you want to, how many secondary schools in Bunu, how many in Yagba, how many in Ijumu, and so on. Among themselves, they first contest, and then bring out champions from those ones. And then let the champions come and do it's a round robin thing. If you are going to do it, the funding to make it work. I'm not a coach, I'm a good, I can watch TV till tomorrow morning, but ask me, do they kick it left or right? I have no idea. So we need professionals that will help us, and those professionals won't give you for free. That's the challenge we have. The other thing that God has helped us to accomplish, in my manifesto, one of the items I put there was that, if you know the Secretariat of ODA in Kaba, I pray you don't know the place. I can't even tell anybody that this is where our secretariat is. But there's a secretariat. I won't tell you. I don't want you to know because it's insulting, so to say. So in one of the items there is that we need a befitting secretariat because I believe that Okun has produced people. There's no kind of human beings you are looking for on planet Earth that Okun has not produced. In all fields. Professors. We should leverage on this to have a more befitting secretariat. But for that to happen, you need land. So one of the things we did, we didn't have money. We said, okay, let's look for communities that can volunteer and give us land. For as long as it's Okun Secretariat, it can be anywhere in OkunLand.
Definitely, sir.
Let's approach these communities. Which one will give us land? Kaba is our headquarters. Let's start from Kaba. We talked to Kaba. If Kaba had told me no, I'm telling you by now, our secretariat would have been out of Kaba. But fortunately, the Obas in Kaba and the president of Kaba Development Union, they were very generous. They gave us a place which is close to 11 plots of land, which we have fenced. And then when some communities got to hear that, this is what has happened though. In fact, surprisingly, Obajano gave us land. I said, okay, if it's secretariat you want to build, come and build it here. So they gave us 2 plots of land. And then, of course, we have stopped asking for land. What we are asking for now is what we need to develop this land. And because we don't have money, we decided to go on volunteer basis. Some people volunteered blocks, some people volunteered cement, and then put it together. That was why we were able to fence. If you are driving out of Kaba town towards Ugidi, the new police station,
yes, sir,
we share boundary with them. Our own is fenced, and just last August we had to come and do the clearing and leveled it so that come 2020 we hope to do a fundraising with which to start something. The survey is ready, which was also done for free. There's a group called Okun Gospel Team.
Okay,
they gave us a survey plan for free. There's an architect in Lagos that volunteered to give us a plan for free. In fact, he called me 2 days ago and said the first attempt will be presented this week for us to look at, and then these are the little ways in which we are moving.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, our last question, just before we leave the floor open for you to tell us whatsoever you want to tell us, is, can you say that Okun community, we are comfortable the way we are? Are we comfortable with our infrastructure, youth development, health and security challenges?
I won't even take it to Okun community. I will ask you, are you comfortable? At least you see the way we are. I came back from Jege. I went to Jege this morning.
Yes, sir.
From Jege retired to Iyara because they had 2 events there where they invited OG. And I had to go and represent OD. The road, if you just stay with roads alone, dehumanizing. I don't want to talk about the road to my own village. Of course, you don't go there. You don't go there during rainy season. You don't. There's a place there called Egedegiro. I don't know if you have heard that before. Okay, Giro.
Yes, I've heard about it.
Okay, please find time to. Your crew can even go there. Go and film it. And show it to the whole world. Let them know that this is in Nigeria of 2019. You still have a place that is like this. Okay. There's no way, no matter what level we get to, we can never be comfortable. It's a shifting goalpost. Even if all our roads are grade A, whatever, express, dual carriageway, we will still have to, after all these European countries, Americans, they shouldn't be struggling to, because they have everything that we, yet they are not satisfied. Maybe at some point we want some Okun people to go to the moon, but we have not reached that stage yet. We will face our youths. Several of them are out. Politicians have destroyed their lives by asking them to become thugs. Meanwhile, their own children are in schools abroad, and these ones, they give them 5,000 naira, 3,000 naira to kill each other. Nobody can be comfortable with that. Nobody can be comfortable with that. That's looking at the human capital itself. If you then move it a little bit away from there, all those facilities that we talked about, our health facilities, educational facilities, infrastructure, none. Very depressing. I say jokingly, the first generation of Okun high-profile people, they did their best. But somehow they missed it somewhere. I can mention names of people who are in positions of authority to say, I'm from Okun, I want a university in OkunLand.
Yeah, always look forward for university. I was going to talk about
I'm from Okun, I want a technical college in all the local governments in Okun. We had people in offices, positions of power that could have made it happen. We had cause to visit Obasanjo not too long ago, again on Okun agenda. I did a write-up which we will read. My colleague said we should protest that the federal university that was supposed to be in Kaba was taken to another place. And I said, no, we won't put it. We got there. I was the one that wrote what we were going to, so I didn't put it. We got there, read what was in the piece, and then somebody who felt that this man must hear this, in the course of comments, he then added it to it and said they gave us, federal government gave university which was supposed to be in OkunLand. They snatched it, took it to somewhere else. I'm sure you know Obasanjo very well, even if you have not. You know, he has a rich sense of humor.
Yes, sir. Very well.
The man said, when I went to secondary school, there were only 5 secondary schools in Ogun State, the present Ogun State. He said that today there are 13 universities in the same geographical area called Ogun State. And that out of these 13 universities, only 4 or 5 have government involvement. He said the rest, private, either individuals or religious bodies. Then he did like, you know, he did like this, share Leon.
What was the rest?
My head, I just buried, because I knew what the man would say if we raised it. I didn't want to raise it, but my colleague, out of overzealousness, he went and raised it, and the man gave it to us. Share Leon. And he told us, Teba Fekin Kawon fún yín mo lè kawon, wọ́n bá mi ṣiṣẹ́ lÉkòó, wọ́n bá mi ṣiṣẹ́ l'Abuja, Leon o. If government doesn't give you university, tell your people to set up university for you. Because in Ogun State, out of 13, at least 7 of them
are
private universities, either by churches or by individuals. I'm sure you know he has one himself. Okay, so that generation, I believe if it is now that they came, maybe the awareness will be better. And this whole concept of it has to be me and my family will not. That's what they accuse a lot of us of. Is you are just focusing on yourself and your family. What about the bigger community? That's what has kept us where we are for this long.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm sure maybe after that discussion with Obasanjo, we look forward to a university named after you very soon.
Well, God is a miracle worker.
Yes.
There's nothing he cannot do.
Because we look forward to
there's nothing he cannot do. Yes, of course, the university will be a fantastic one for us because we all know the advantages that are associated with citing a university in a particular community. It will transform this place.
Very well.
Accommodation, just student hostel alone will bring money to people. Not to talk of food and all the spin-offs that will follow it. If we can't get from government, our people who have money. When I hear this person, and I keep up to yesterday, I still asked. They said this person was an oil bunkering business, but today he has in dollars billions. I said, where are the Okun people?
They are coming.
They are coming. So we still have to wait there.
Okay, thank you. At this stage, I will leave you to the viewers. What do you have to tell them as the president? What do you want to change? The change you look forward to see within the community, even with the Okun people in the diaspora.
Thank you very much. What do I have to tell them? Several things. First, my focus is for the youths. That I will be addressing the youths through their parents. Yes, we hear so much today that parents can no longer handle, they can no longer discipline their children. I find it extremely difficult to accept. Most of us have children. I have children. I was brought up in a particular way. And I did my best to bring my kids up. I suffered. I was punished. I had dedicated, you know what they call kuboko?
Yes, sir.
I had my own dedicated kuboko, dedicated to me, with the people that I live with. When I was bringing my first son, first two, I bought one kuboko for this, I bought one kuboko for the second person. Spare the rod, spoil
The child.
If at his tender age your son is becoming recalcitrant and you keep quiet, by the time he's 7, 8, that thing will mature.
Definitely, sir.
We parents, we need to go back and start from the, of course it's too late for the present, but let's stop it at this stage so that it doesn't go to the next generation. Now, these same youths that call themselves thugs today, oftentimes when I interact with somebody, I ask them, this person you are doing thuggery for, if he did thuggery the way you are doing thuggery, will he get to where he is today?
Not at all, sir.
I said, can't you also have a vision of yourself where you two will be recruiting thugs tomorrow? Of course, if we all reason that way, then there will be no thugs.
At all.
And everybody will go his own way. But because our youth, Buhari said they are lazy and they were trying to crucify the man. The man was just saying it the way it is. Maybe he said it in the wrong place. But our youths today, you know this thing they call deferred gratification. They don't want to defer anything. Give it to me now. Immediately. If it's 5,000, you give it to me. That 5,000 can give you 500,000 tomorrow. They don't want to wait. They want it now. Our youth must change that orientation. And one of the easiest way to change it, let them have role models. I don't want to call them mentors because oftentimes people misuse that whole concept. You can have a role model that you don't even talk to. He doesn't even know that you are his role model. But if you have a mentor, you must interact with him. And a lot of these people say, you are my mentor, you are my mentor. It gets to a point what they are asking for is a different thing. But have a role model. This guy, I want my way to be his own. Of course, God created us differently.
Yes.
But I want to pattern structure my life. So I try to monitor him, study him, understand him. That is as far as the youth are concerned. You know, the bug that affects the entire nation also affects us. More churches are coming up, more mosques are coming up, more wickedness coming up. How do you reconcile the two? You must go back to the roots. When I was growing up, come back from school and come home with some strange things that are not yours. Following your mother will follow you to school, and it will be an embarrassment. I took a young man to my house just to come and spend young boy, and this young boy spent weeks. I was actually treating him like my own son. I was giving him money regularly just to make him feel long back. When he was going back to school, a friend of mine came back with a very fine wristwatch for me, gold watch. This boy took it. I had a belt that was #1 belt in my house. He took it. And then took one other item that I want. And initially I didn't want to believe that he was the one. When I finally confirmed that he was the one, we were still seeing interacting, but I didn't ask him. But I changed my relationship with him. He went into one project, succeeded, expected that I would be in the forefront. I maintained my distance. Then one day he walked into my office. I came to apologize. Forgive me. I said, I hear that before you are forgiven, you must confess your sins. What do you want me to forgive you of? And then he told me he did this. No, he mentioned one. I said, is that the only one? He mentioned the second one. I said, is that the only one? He then added the third one. I said, from that day till today, I'm talking of more than 1 year after. Did you see any wristwatch on me? Did I wear any wristwatch? Of course I did. Did you see me use belt? Of course I did. So I didn't bother myself. But I said, but let me tell you one thing. Don't make the mistake of putting my name as your referee in future. Because if you do, I will say it
The way it is.
the way it is, and which may not be good for you. So I think I don't know where he picked it from, because I'm very close to his parents. That's why I did what I did. We need to get close. You see, when you punish them, you discipline. Let me not say punish. You discipline them it's for their own good. For their own good. My first son was misbehaving at a point. From Lagos, I transferred him to a place called Agara, because my uncle had a farm there, and I said he should go and do farming. And he did that for 1 year. Sent me maize from his own farm. When I was eating it, I said, but to the glory of God, somehow he changed. Today he's a pastor, and he still makes reference to all those issues. So I think we need to it is out of love that we are correcting them, not that we hate them. Our Okun people, if we want to, a generation that will come 10 years from today, 20 years from today, that will not be like this generation that we have. Our parents need to change that orientation. Number 2, you see this association, I alluded to it earlier on. We are prepared, we know what to do. Even where we don't know, we talk to people like you, we talk to other Okun people who have better ideas than ourselves. And then they give us ideas that give us, this is our agenda of to-dos. But there's not a single one of all of these that does not require money. I want to use this medium to plead. It's something I hate to do. I hate to beg for money. We have reached that stage where if ODA must succeed, I will have to forget some of my personal, I don't want to call it principles. But I never like begging people for money. But I'm begging for money this time only for ODA. After all, government go out to go and beg for money.
Yes, sir.
So if we beg for money for ODA, it's not a bad idea. Those of you that God has blessed with riches, or you have network of wealthy people, please remember Okun. And then in remembering Okun, remember ODA. I can assure you, every kobo you give us, we will account for. One of the things I insisted must happen. Every payment into ODA account, we circulate it in all the platforms, WhatsApp platforms. For as long as there's Okun attached to that platform, we do it every 2 weeks. There's no question of I paid money to this account. I know that, and we have an understanding amongst ourselves. Anybody who decides to chop ODA money, God will use that money to buy sickness for the person. It's prayer now. Amen. So when you hear that, you say, no, we must do something. And then, of course, there's no even twins, identical twins. They have differences, they have misunderstanding, but they resolve. So all the communities in Okun, and even individuals in Okun, we must put the past, all those past differences. Yes. Let's put those past behind us. Come together like a bunch of brooms that has strength in that oneness. Yes. Separate, we will break, but together, take a bunch of broom and try to break it. You know it's difficult, and you good to go.
Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your words of encouragement. I hope with this, our viewers, we have lots and loads of questions to ask you. And we hope from Wont TV, when we'll call you next time, you'll be very glad to give a response. Also, we want to use this avenue to wish you happy birthday in arrears.
Thank you very much.
Long life and prosperity.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for watching today's episode on Okun Gist with Personalities on Wont TV. We hope you enjoy yourself, and we hope you enjoyed the interview as well. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, and don't forget to ring the bell as well. This will enable you to have a notification whenever we post a new video on this channel. Do you wish to be interviewed on this program as well? Why not just call us today on the number scrolling on your screen, and we shall give you an appointment to be interviewed on Okun Gist with Personalities. This is Okun, this is our land. Let us build it together. Wont TV, unveiling talents.